Morning, all of you. A warm welcome to you all on behalf of the Department of Physical Education of Andhra Christian College. I welcome you all to the second day of today national webinar on yoga and wellness during COVID-19 period. Today, we have with us our resource person, a very eminent personality, the prestigious Mahila Ratna Award Grahita, Assistant Professor A. Radhika Madam. She is working as faculty and WCSC Yoga Course Coordinator in Acharya Nagarjuna University. Madam A. Radhika has a very long educational qualification. She holds a doctorate in food and air concepts of yoga theory, practice, and application. 5 master's degrees, 2 PG diplomas, many certificate courses, 4 projects, and she is also a Quality Council of India qualified yoga teacher. Let me elaborate Radhika Madam's educational background. PhD in food and air concepts of yoga theory, practice, and application. Master's degree in human relations from Acharya Nagarjuna University. MA in yoga for human excellence and MSc in psychology from Bhatiyar University. MSc in yoga from Annamalai University. MA in astrology from Potti Sriramulu University. PG diploma courses, one in yoga for human excellence and another in computer application. Certificate courses in acupuncture and Ayurveda, and has done teacher training course in meditation, medication, and yoga. Radhika Madam has done 4 projects, one in human relations, one in stress relief through Surya Namaskara and Pranayama among police, one in astrology on earthquakes, and another in developing creativity through yoga. Radhika Madam has entered into the field of yoga in the year 2002. From the year 2002 to 2009, she has worked as a Yoga Mataji of Dhyana Mandali Organization Services and has conducted many yoga classes, awareness camps, women workshops, seminars, counseling classes in various colleges, hospitals, and Defense Academy, pregnancy camps, food and nutrition programs throughout Andhra Pradesh. From the year 2009 till date, Madam has been working as an organizer of Sadhguru Santi Sudha Charitable Trust Services and has been conducting seminars and workshops on meditation, naturopathy, acupressure, Siddha, and Ayurveda. She has participated in 2 international and 14. Madam is working as a faculty and yoga coordinator in Acharya Nagarjuna University. Madam, we from the Department of Physical Education of Andhra Christian College, we welcome you, Madam, to this program. We are very fortunate to have you with us. Now I am handing over the program to Dr. A. Radhika Madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. So be blessed by the divine, be blessed by the divine, be blessed by the divine. A very beautiful and pleasant good morning to everybody. So firstly, heartfully thanks to correspondent of AC College, Bishop Sir, and K.A. Paradesi Babu Garu, and Principal of AC College, Dr. T. Anita Shushan Garu, and especially thanks to Physical Education Director, Dr. PPS Palkumar Garu, and all organizers, and Dr. M. Sajani Garu, and all participants. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity today. So thank you. Now let us start the session. Yoga and wellness during COVID-19. period. So once again, I thanks to yesterday resource person, Dr. Venkatacharpati sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your heartful session. So today, the continue the session of Venkatacharpati sir's practical session and demonstrations also. So firstly, I'm working as a WCSC yoga course coordinator at Acharya Nagarjuna University. Just brief information about the World Community Service Center. So founder of World Community Service Center, Sri Vedadri Maharshi, was a spiritual leader and founder trustee of the World Community Service Center. And Sri Vedadri Maharshi was born in 1911 in the village of Gurvancheri, 30 kilometers south of Chennai in India. Maharshi regularly participated in intense meditation and introspection. She claims brought him full enlightenment at the age of 35. At the age of 50, he closed his commercial ventures and devoted himself solely and spiritual service. Sri Vedadri Maharshi gives us a comprehensive and integrated evaluation of the existence and functions of one reality. WCSC is a non-religious and non-political and non-profitable organization. So Directorate for Vision for Wisdom, Vedadri Maharshi Institute for Spiritual and Intuitional Education. The Vedadri Maharshi Institute of Spiritual and Intuitional Education was established in 2004 at Alia by Tattvagnani Vedadri Maharshi. This institute is the education wing of the World Community Service Center, which was established by him in 1958 at Chennai. The purpose of education is not merely to provide the future citizen with the means for earning his livelihood, but to train him physically and mentally and bring out his full potential and help him to understand. So only so take his proper place in the society. So Vision for Wisdom introduced different courses with collaboration of different universities, issued the certificates to the students. So thank you. And now let us start yoga and wellness. Today's topic. So what is yoga and what is wellness? What is first of all, what is life? What is meant by life? Life means in between birth and death is life. Man is immortal. Everyone has come to his earth with a written ticket. Generally, man's lifespan is 120 years. It depends one's health and his ability to maintain it. A life is a combination of three aspects, according to Vedadriyam. That is self, society, and nature. The combination of three is life. Mind makes the man. One sees a lot of people around him. He should be sociable with them. Sociability makes the society. Around him again, one comes into contact with plants, trees, animals, and celestial bodies. Nature refers to the absolute space, universe, and all their beings. When the man lives in consonance with all the above, life prospers, leading to happiness and success. So, this is the definition of life according to Vedadriyam. Now let us start purpose of life or understanding divinity. So what is the purpose of life? Means to attain divine state or to attain liberation or to attain freedom. So achieving perfection is one's wisdom is the purpose of life. Knowingly, unknowingly, everyone takes every step towards that goal. Man is a particle in the totality of the nature. The animals with five senses, but can't understand the purpose of life. Only understand humans only. But man has the sixth sense of analytical thinking. The analytical thinking explores its comes and effects of other five senses. The sixth sense also should make the man look into the origin and functions of the universe. That is to understand the divinity. Man has emerged from the absolute space. Man has to merge with the absolute space, attaining eternal wisdom to reach perfection. And reaching perfection is attaining salvation. So that is also called, according to the Upanishads, that is moksha, that is the Brahma state, divine state. Absolute space is responsible for the horizon of the universe and the objects in the universe. The self-transformation of the absolute space is the man. Vedadri Maharshi explains the route to achieve the perfection in a simple way. Knowing the mind and deeds with the blemishes is the simplest path to achieve perfection. It also takes care of the physical health also. So now let us, what is the meaning of yoga? So how to attain the goal, how to attain the divine state, how to attain the bliss state. That style of living is yogic living. What about yoga? Yoga is a way of life. Not yoga is not an exercise, not an pranayama, not an like this. Yoga is a way of life. Yoga is a lifestyle management. It is a human wisdom and insight on physiology, psychology, ethics, and spirituality collected together and practiced over thousands of years for the well-being of humanity. In Sanskrit, the term yoga stands for union, merging, joining, combination, introspection. Now, the word yoga comes from the root use yoke. Yoke means to unite, to join, to mix, to merge. So what is merging? What are the concepts of merging? The merge with individual self and supreme self. The merge with individual soul and supreme soul. The merge with individual consciousness and supreme consciousness. So other definitions, very important definitions about yoga. Yoga is the firm holding back of the senses, according to Katha Upanishad. Already explained yesterday class by Venkatachalapati sir. Yogaha karmasu kausala. Skillful action is yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate, according to Bhagavad Gita. Equanimity of yoga. Yoga is a method traveling with happiness, Yoga Vasishtha. And a very important definition about yoga, according to Patanjali, yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. So these are the very important definitions about yoga. Now, Maharshi Vedadri definition, maintaining harmony between body and soul, maintain harmonious relationship between mind and soul, maintain harmonious relationship between self and society, maintain harmonious relationship between self and nature. That is yoga, that is life. So now, yoga maintain harmony between body, mind, and spirit. This is yoga, this is life. You must follow the principles in your entire life. Now let us, wellness or health. What is the meaning of health and what are the definitions of health or wellness? Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity, according to the World Health Organization. So complete well-being, physically, mentally, and socially, and also spiritually. Wellness is much more than just a state of physical health. It also includes emotional stability, clear thinking, the ability to love, create, exercise intuition, and experiences a continuing sense of spirituality. So other definitions are there. Wellness is an active process of becoming aware of and making choice towards a more successful existence. Wellness is a multi-dimensional concept. So social, spiritual, financial, environmental, emotional, intellectual, physical, occupational, these are the wellness field. So now let us human body. What is human body? Body is the factory, an important factor. A healthy body is fit to work hard and thereby to earn the livelihood, to serve the society. Fitness is a must. Body is the instrument that feels pain or pleasure. Nothing can be achieved with an unhealthy, uncared body. If body fails, soul fails, wisdom fails. Learn the ways to nourish the body, keep the body fit, and keep the soul active. So, literally, body means it's a physical structure of a person or animal. It consists of head, neck, trunk, limbs. And human body is a biological unit, psychological syndrome, and sociological identity and cosmological secret. Structurally, is an organism, is having a physical mass, life force, and bioenergy, sexual vital fluid, brain, mind, soul, and sensory organs, according to Vedantariya. It's functionally, it is having a pattern, precision, and regularity, and being qualified by the cognition, discrimination, and experience. As a spiritual perception, human body has a composition of five elements: Akash, air, fire, water, and solid. A compendium of three bodies: a physical body, astral body, and causal body, having as five shades. Five shades means five koshas: Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya koshas, functioning through five sensory organs and five motor organs. According to the Upanishad, with the 6 chakras and 10 nadis, and being continuing through the flow of 10 voice and being controlled by the mental and vital forces. It is a composition of the solid, liquid, and gastric material. This is a spiritual perception about human body. So now, human body scientific perception, it's a Vedadriyam concepts. Concentrated combination of life force particles become a cell. Concentrated combination of cells becomes tissues. Tissues are combined with a pattern precision to form a body parts of organs. Organs as it becomes a system. So Vedadriyam model, transformation of the universe, first absolute space, it becomes formative dust particles, and it becomes energy particle, electron, proton, neutron, and black hole, and five elements, panchabhutas. And elements is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and DNA, amino acids, genes, chromosomes, cell, tissue, organ system, and total body. This is a Vedadriyam model of his body. And solid matter, it represents bones and flesh. Liquid represents blood circulation. Fire represents body temperature, heat circulation. And air represents respiration and air circulation. Life force means circulation of millions of Akash particles, according to the physical body, Vedadri Maharshi. Now, cordial relationship between body and mind, body and life force. For better psyche, the relationship between body and life force should remain cordial. Any difference between the two will spoil the health of the body. And the result is disease. When there is a separation between the two, the result is death. In both cases, body suffers. Actually, body functioning is determined by three factors. These are blood circulation, air circulation, and heat circulation. The three circulation is very, very, very important in every human body. Blood circulatory system. Blood is the vital force for human life. Blood takes oxygen to all tissues and brings back the carbon dioxide. This collected CO2 exists through the lungs. Takes minerals and vitamins, glucose to the tissues, and urea is excreted through urinary tract as excreted or urine. It also kills white blood corpuscles, which prevent the entry of viruses and bacterium and kills the germs unwanted. This is the blood circulatory system briefly. And another one is respiratory system. Man can live for a few days without food and water, but one cannot live without breathing in and breathe out. Brain needs regularly blood supply. If this is a gap of more than 3 minutes and oxygen supply is cut for more than 3 minutes, death occurs. When we breathe in, oxygen gets separated quickly and taken by blood vessels. The same carbon dioxide is pushed out from the lungs. All cells require oxygen. So in this system, lungs is very important role. The main part in the system is lungs. The right lung is bigger than the left lung. They look like cones and feel like sponge. At the bottom is the diaphragm, which separates the chest compartment and the stomach compartment. The muscles in the chest are functional when respiration happens. Chest muscles expand when one breath in and contracts when the air is let out. The volume of air that goes and comes out can be measured by an instrument called spirometer. So the lungs can take in 4 to 5 liters of air. A normal person breathes in 14 to 18 times in a minute, which is not actually enough for the oxygen supply to all the cells. So now pranayama and other breathing practices can regulate the breathing style. So another definitions are there about health. Health is a equilibrium, is a space, energy, and mass. Health is a condition of maintaining biomagnetic stock force according to Vedadriyam. Health is an efficient 5 actions in limited method. What are the limited method? What is meant by limited method? In 5 actions. So 5 actions means and food, thought, sleep, work, sex. These are the 5 actions. Health is a purified state of energy. Health is a condition of equilibrium in globe, mobility, and stability according to Bhagavad Gita. Health is a condition of purity free from illness and flexibility of limbs according to Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Health is an efficient response to the challenges from environment at a physical, mental, social, and spiritual levels. So human body contains three bodies: physical, astral, and causal. 5 shades represents space. 5 voice represents energy. 5 elements represents mass. When the equilibrium maintained, the space, energy, and mass is maintained, the health condition is normal. When it is disturbed, it is ill health. Health is a condition of maintaining biomagnetic stock force. According to the Vedadri Maharshi, maintain the stock force or biomagnetism is health. Any disturbance in biomagnetism or bioenergy. Vedadri Maharshi says biomagnetism, and science says bioenergy. Biomagnetism is ill health. Short circuit of biomagnetism is pain, turns into disease after death. That is a model of Vedadri Maharshi disease. Pain, disease, and death, depending upon the biomagnetic stock. Health is an effective 5 actions in limited method. I already told. So limit is the quantitative index laid down by the physical body, and method is the functional index laid down by the nature. So the level of functional and metabolic efficiency of living organism is health according to World Health Organization. So now let us, is a very, very important concept. Health is a purified state of energy. Every human health is depending upon the energy flow. Tam yogamiti manyate sthiram indriya dharanam. Kathopanishad of Krishna Yajurveda. Sthira means pure, indriya means energy. Purity promotes neutrality in involving the bodily activity. Yoga Sutra Patanjali. So according to Vedadriyam, 10% purification of the genetic center is the duty of every individual. What is genetic center means? It's a chitta according to Patanjali. Genetic center means a storehouse of the memory. So the different definitions about health. And finally, health is an efficient response to the challenges from environment at physical, mental, social, and spiritual levels. So now let us start disease. Vedadriyam concept of disease module. Now absolute space, transform formative dust particles. It becomes magnetism, energy particle, 5 elements into non-living beings or living beings. Living beings, evaluation of living beings is human beings. And basic important concepts of Vedadriyam is universal magnetism or universal energy, that is also called Vishwa Shakti, cosmic energy, and biomagnetism or bioenergy or life force. Universal magnetism in Vedadriyam model, what is the divine principle is the self-compressive surrounding pressure force of the absolute space processes the formative dust particles. What is the principle? Divine principle is self-suppressive surrounding pressure force is the divine principle. With the principle, absolute space processes the formative dust particles. The absolute space is a transparent fluid which is permeable and penetrating dark fluid. It is an invisible fluid. The formative dust particles revolve around their occurs friction with the absolute space. This friction produces waves. That dust particles becomes waves. These waves in the absolute space are called universal magnetism. So universal magnetism is cosmic energy, Vishwa Shakti, universal energy. Self-compression is the greatest potentiality of the gravity. Like this, biomagnetism. Same principle applied in human body, that is also called biomagnetism, bioenergy. The physical body of all living beings is also the association of energy particles. The formative dust particles that are pushed out while the energy particles spin with the enormous speed, they become a wave force, namely the biomagnetism. The magnetic wave from celestial bodies in the outer space is universal magnetism. It's a Vishwa Shakti, cosmic energy. In the side of body, the waves created by the dissolution of dust particles are biomagnetism, bioenergy. So if it is necessary to understand the philosophy of biomagnetism to make the body and mind healthy and regulate life. So self-transformation of the biomagnetism through sensory perception, feeling of taste, feeling of light, feeling of pressure, feeling of sound, feeling of smell. This is also, it's also called 5 tanmatra, Sabda, Sparsa, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. So consumption of biomagnetism, the biomagnetism functions in the human body in 2 different control centers. Biomagnetism is also called bioenergy. The autonomic nervous system and the central nervous system is spiritually called subconscious mind and conscious mind. Large amount of biomagnetism is spent to maintain the autonomous nervous system, like functioning of digestive system, excretory, respiratory, and cardiac systems also. And some amount of biomagnetism is also spent through central nervous system using Gnanendriyas and Karmendriyas like this. So income greater than expenditure, more stock is pleasure, becomes pleasure. Biomagnetism income less than expenditure is less stock, pain. Income equal to expenditure, stock maintain peace. And income greater than less expenditure leads to divinity or bliss state. So how to intensifying biomagnetism? According to Vedadriyam, simplified physical exercises and Kaikalpa, specially designed by Vedadri Maharshi Kaikalpa exercise, resonating of life force. And introspection. Introspection means introspection techniques are analysis of thoughts. Analysis of thoughts, moralization of desire, neutralization of anger, and eradication of worries. And last one is who am I? Self-analysis, that is also called Swadhyaya. So and the last one is meditation. And especially intensifying biomagnetism techniques is gazing practices, and mean mirror gazing and lamp gazing. These are the Vedadri Maharshi suggested the intensifying biomagnetism practices. So, and next one is when the biomagnetism is reduced in quality and quantity, this is creeping. When the biomagnetism is in abundance and dense number of viruses or bacteria can enter the body and grow in the body. Biomagnetic force, if maintained at the correct level, it gives immunity to fight against diseases. So this is now let us complete Vedadriya model. Now let us start Yoga Vasishtha model of disease. Same, but Yoga Vasishtha is defined Adis and Vyadis. Diseases are 2 types, and Adis and Vyadis. The mental worries caused due to the disposition of Adis, consisting of mental impressions and mental and experiences. That is also called in spiritually Vasanas. And all these are due to lack of physiological knowledge, philosophical knowledge, and not having acceptance and continuous commitment to the attachment and aversion. Possessiveness or non-possessiveness result in mental disorders. And the physical suffering is called vyadhi, or distress on the body is known as vyadhi. Vyadhi are due to the frequency of desires, stupidity, and not having control the sense, no controlling in the sense, sensory perception, taking food and residing the improper way. No diet, no principles to follow diet, and bad deeds and bad tasks, decay of the nervous system, stomach problems, etc. These are the vyadhis. And again, vyadhis are two types, samanya and sara. Samanya is due to the impact of the hunger and thirst, can be categorized as general diseases. Sara is genetical diseases, depending upon birth and parents. And and last one is neuroimmunological aspect of the disease, a branch of modern medical science that deals with the mind body phenomena, that is a psycho-neuroimmunological aspect of disease. How our thoughts and emotions can affect our immune system. Stress, fear, and negative emotions are known to weaken our immune system. So yoga, including meditation, mindfulness, positive emotions, and relaxations, strengthening the immune system. So interlinked between psycho-neuroimmunological aspects of the disease. So what type of care to follow, what type of principles to follow to avoid these diseases? What type of lifestyle must follow? That is yogic lifestyle. In the yogic lifestyle, first one is self-care, focus on self-care. Move from pathogenous to saltogenous. Focus on self-care, need to dawa. We need to refocus on our own swastha, our own inherent capacity and ability to responsible for our health and wellness. We must move from the pathogenous, the focus on disease, there's a fear towards allogenous, the focus on the health and strengthening all our system. Everything is within it. That yoga empowers us, enables us to take charge of our own life. This promote holistic health for each and every one of us. Yoga practices, especially those done mindfully, will strengthening our immune system by inducing a sense of empowerment and self-confidence. Now, the pandemic situation, every person must follow the principles of the divine principles to strengthen our immune system. All are divine creatures. Everything is within it. The human brain is your universal library. Everything is within it. If you use the energy, you can create wonders in this world. They help us regain cortical control over the senses and emotions that are in turmoil. Through yogic self-care, we can be a true self, strong, safe, caring, and healthy. We need to stay safe and stay healthy if we are to help others. Now, yoga strengthens our immune system. So what is the role of limbic overreactivity? The limbic system plays a major role in the triggering such emotional uplift that results in the weakening of the your immune function. Fear, especially of the magnitude being expressed by all of us in the present times, will totally destroy any chances we have of fighting this devious enemy. So first, fearlessness. You maintain fearlessness. Everything is within it. Nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. Every level, physical, spiritual. So first, you know the right knowledge, and to follow the follow the principles, the divine principles, and to practice it, and to success it. So according to Patanjali, Ashtanga Yoga, yoga principles that is already told Venkatachapati sir, Yamaniyam Asana Pranayam Pratyahara Dharana Dhyana Samadhi. Different types of yogic paths, that is Karma Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Hatha Yoga. So different ways goal. Very, very important concept and is Nishkama Karma. Unconditional love and selfless service. We need to support those in the forefront of this battle through our cheerfulness. You follow. Patanjali explains Chitta Prasada. So if you want to attain freedom, then you follow some principles. Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. Love and compassion. Those who are suffering. For those who are suffering. Please give love and compassion. So some yogic tools are also explained now. So now let us start completed the explanation of what is yoga and what is wellness, and what is health and what is disease. So next, universal magnetism and biomagnetism. So the three circulations, malfunctioning of three circulations is called pain. And it continues in the body, pain continue the body in long term, that is disease. So disease, it becomes death. So this is the Vedadrium concepts of disease. And now let us start the situation of corona. So this content, now let us start introduction to what about COVID, what about the COVID situations, and this agenda is supported by the World Psychotherapy. The World Health Organization has declared the coronavirus disease 2019 as a pandemic. A global coordinated effort is needed to stop the further spread of the virus. So on 31st December 2019, a cluster of cases of phenomena of unknown cause in the city of Wuhan was reported in the World Health Organization. In January, previously unknown new virus was identified, subsequently named in 2019 novel coronavirus, and samples obtained from the causes of analysis of the virus genetics indicate that this was the cause of outbreak. So now novel coronavirus is named coronavirus disease 2019 by World Health Organization in February 2020. The virus is referred to as SARS-CoV-2 and the associated disease is COVID-19. So this is a coronavirus are a family of viruses that causes illness such as respiratory diseases or gastrointestinal diseases. Respiratory diseases can range from the common cold to more severe diseases. So first, MERS and COVID and SARS-CoV. SARS-CoV is acute respiratory disease is coronavirus. A novel coronavirus is a new strain that has not been identified in the humans previously. One scientist determined exactly that coronavirus, it is they gave in a name. It's got their name from the way they look under a microscope. The viruses consist of a core of genetical material surrounded by an envelope with protein spikes. Just give the appearance of a crown. The word corona means crown in Latin. So what are the symptoms? All of you know about what are the symptoms of corona. Fever, cough, shortness of breath, breathing difficulties, fatigue, sore throat. A minority group of people will present the more severe symptoms also. Also need to be hospitalized. Difficulty breathing or shortness of breath, pain or pleasure in the chest, new confusion or irritability of arouse, blush lips or face. These are the symptoms you know about all. And then incubation period COVID-19 is 2 to 14 days. Coronavirus is a genotype, meaning that have viruses transmitted between animals and humans. It has been determined that MERS-CoV was transmitted from the dormitory camels to humans. So to be determined, but investigations are ongoing to identify the genetic source of the outbreak. So basically, older people, high risk to older people, people with a serious chronic illness such as diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, chronic respiratory diseases, and cancer, hypertension, chronic liver, etc., etc. So the World Health Organization has issued and published advice for those high-risk groups and community support. This is to ensure that these high-risk populations are protected from COVID-19 without being isolated, stomach-lated, and left portions. So prevention steps almost already suggested WHO. So all about no and hygiene and avoiding their eyes, nose, and mouth. Practice respiratory hygiene by coughing or sneezing into a bent elbow or tissue and then immediately disposing of the tissue. Wear a medical mask. Maintain social distance. These are the prevention steps suggest WHO. So first of all, you leave fear. Fear during every human being on our planet has been affected directly, indirectly by COVID-19 pandemic. Fear, weakness, our immune system. Fear, weakening of our immune system. Every man to overcome the pandemic and figure psychological situations by yogic practices and principles to follow in our lifestyle. So now let us start the mechanism of yoga. All aspects of human psychophysiological functioning improved through yoga practices. When the breath is steady, emotions become more stable, balanced. When the body is still, the mind starts to calm down. Conscious focus on the present moment, the now, no past, no future. Integration, breath pattern with coordinate smooth body movements. That is yoga. Yoga means to join together, to combine together, body and mind. Yoga empowers us, enables us to take charge of our own life. It's promoting holistic health for each and every one of us. So more evidences supports yoga as an adjunctive strategy for maintaining stress and increasing well-being. So already I told Yoga Vasistha Adi concept. Adi is the mental problems. So that the problems are stress, less anxiety, less depression. Whoever practice yoga practices less anxiety, less depression, and these are the benefits. So yoga also improves well-being, including increasing gratitude, compassion, and acceptance, centeredness, empowerment, self-esteem, compassion, self-awareness, and hope. Focus on self-care. So now let us start yogic practices. What are the yogic practices to improve or to develop, to increase immunity and to overcome the situation? Yoga places a great important role on a proper and healthy lifestyle to overcome the situations. What are the lifestyle prescriptions? We must follow lifestyle prescriptions. What are the lifestyle prescriptions? Yukta Ahar, Yukta Achar, Yukta Vichar, and Yukta Vihar. What is Yukta Ahar? Healthy, nourishing diet with adequate intake of fresh water, balanced intake of fresh food, green salads, sprouts, unrefined cereals, and fresh fruits, sattvic diet prepared and served with love and affection. So these are the Yukta Ahar concept. And next one is Yukta Achar. Healthy physical activities and exercises. You follow must and should. And the third one is Yukta Vihar. Right thoughts and right attitude towards life that are vital for well-being. So you must go to peaceful places. Nature is also healing concept. Nature is one of the meditation technique. And then Yukta Vihar. So now let us Yukta Vihar. Now last one is Yukta Vichar. Vichar means right thoughts, deep thinking, inside thinking. So also told about Vedadri Maharshi introspection, self-analysis, analysis of thoughts, moralization of desires, and neutralization of anger, eradication of worries. You must think inward direction, not outward direction. Yukta Vihar, properly recreational activities to relax body and mind are essentially for good health. So nature is also one of the technique to improve liberation, or to attain liberation, to attain peace. So now all are must and should follow lifestyle prescriptions: Yukta Ahar, Yukta Achar, Yukta Vichar, and Yukta Vihar. Now let us start yogic practices, psycho-physical practices, well-being one. Let us start today's demonstration session. Some practices are preferable to improve immune system or to fight two different viruses and bacteria. What are they? What are the yogic practices to fight against diseases? These practices are Hatha Yoga practices. In Hatha Yoga practices, asanas, kriyas, mudras, bandhas, and in Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, according to Patanjali, mental practices, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So what are the practices? Just demonstrate. Asanas. What are the asanas? Asanas and kriyas and mudras and bandhas, it strengthens the musculoskeletal system, improves mobility, flexibility of joints and muscles groups, improvement in respiration, circulation, metabolism, digestion, and elimination concepts. It helps to release feel good hormones like endorphin and next emotional balance. And last one is psychological practices to develop positive thinking, humanity, acceptance, love and compassion, friendliness, equanimity for all, and then selfless service. You must follow limited method in 5 actions: food, work, thought, sleep, and sex. And next practices is relaxation. So relaxation is very powerful technique. Relaxation is a central element in yoga, as it is the body's way to recharging itself and helps to ease physical, emotional, and mental reactions, mental tensions. So already told us instant IRT, QRT, DRT, and last one is yoga nidra. Then we can facilitate our own healing when we are relaxed. Adequate sleep is essential to keeping your immune system strong. And now let us, what about the diet, yogic diet? To improve immune system. The yogic concept of food takes into consideration the total dimension of human existence. Food is the main source. Apart from the atoms and molecules of which our gross physical body is made, we are possess prana, mind, intellect, emotions, and the spiritual dimensions feared by freedom. Yoga is the process by which we bring an integration of the entire personality at all these levels. If the stamina of the body is to be developed, the prana should be brought to a nice balance. The mind should be calmed down, the emotion should be stabilized, and the intellect should be under total control. So, a balanced diet which restores balance at all levels. So, what are the yogic diet concepts? According to the Bhagavad Gita, 3 types of foods suggests. And one is tamasic food, and rajasic food, and last one is sattvic food. Yogic food is basically sattvic food. So now in the pandemic situation, sattvic food is best for to improve immunity. So these are foods that are nourishing, soothing, and help sharpening the mind, making it more aware and active. So if you wanted to aware, if you wanted to active, if you wanted to stable, then you eat sattvic food regularly. Organic and fresh fruits and vegetables that have been grown and picked with the love. every action in your entire life with love and compassion. So what are the sattvic food items? Whole grains, nuts, beans, dairy products like milk and ghee, oil, those are healthy, mostly derived from plants. Food, those are not overly sweet, honey, spices, which are beneficial for the body and mind. So sattvic food nourishes the body and dhatus. According to the Ayurveda, Tridosha is the disease concept. Imbalances of the Tridoshas it becomes a disease. So sattvic food calms and purifies the mind. It provides physical strength, promotes longevity, makes sure there is a balanced flow of energy, regulates the bodily functions. It is easy to digest, make the body and the mind feel light. So if you follow and if you eat 60 to 80% sattvic food daily. So according to the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Mitahara suggested. Limited food is Mitahara, sattvic quality of food. Suitable food means as such food which you can prevent the scope for disease occurrence. Which is the suitable food? Which can promote immunity, which can be totally providing nutritious personnel to the physical body. Exception clinical problems, if you're suffering from some clinical issues, clinical nutrition food suitable. So Mitahara is defined agreeable and sweet food, leaving the fourth of the stomach free, 1/4 of the stomach free and eaten. So this is Mitahara, preferable Hatha Yoga Pradipika. So now in COVID-19 situations, nutrition, self-care first, and good nutrition as a part of self-care to prevent COVID-19. Certain vitamins and minerals, that is vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. And the next, vitamin D is important to the body in many other ways as well as to know immune system. And the immune system needs vitamin D to fight off invading bacteria and viruses together with calcium. So fatty fish and salmons, tuna, and different livers, ultraviolet rays, sun rays. So these are the vitamin D foods. And vitamin C is very important. It helps the immune system work properly to protect the body from disease. So the include citrus fruits, vegetables, strawberries, like black pepper, potatoes and tomatoes, which also have vitamin C, depending upon the person condition. And also zinc also, it's useful to improve immunity. And the body also needs zinc to make proteins and DNA, the genetical material in all cells during pregnancy, infancy, and childhood. The body needs zinc and to grow and develop properly. So meat, seafood, they're like this, preferable to nutrition concepts. So anyhow, sattvic food is best for to improve or to develop immunity. And then Hatha Yoga practices is, now let us start Kriyas. Hatha Yoga, what are the limbs of Hatha Yoga? Kriyas, basically asanas, pranayama, asana, pranayama, and Nada Anusandhana meditations. In the Hatha Yoga concepts, Kriyas is very important purification practices. So that these are Neti, purification of the nose, Dauti, purification of the stomach, and Nauli, turning of the abdominal muscles, Basti and Sankha Praksharana, complete cleansing of intestines, Kapalabhati, cleansing the frontal sinuses, and Trataka, concentration on a point of candle flame. It improves brain cells activity. So these are the Kriyas. So in this concept, you do the practice depending upon your personal physical condition. So contraindications are there. If you follow contraindication and do the practices. So next one is, so now let us start simple exercises concept demonstrations. So just 5 minutes break. And then let us start demonstrations of exercises, asanas, mudras, and relaxation concepts and meditation. So please 2 minutes break. Then after, continue the demo session. Thank you very much. Thank you. divine blessings. We will start a simple demonstration demo, and first simple exercise. Now let us start the exercise. Simple exercise, lung capacity, to improve lung capacity. Stand up, spread legs slightly, knees somewhat bent, and hands are in front of the chest. And now let us start Surya Namaskaras. Surya Namaskara, it helps to keep you disease free and healthy. Regular practice promotes balance in the body, improves blood circulation, strengthens the heart, tones the digestive tract, stimulates abdominal muscles, respiratory system, lymphatic system, spinal nerves, and other internal organs. And psychologically, it regulates the interconnections of body, breath, and mind, thus making you calmer and boosting the energy levels with the sharpened awareness. So daily practices minimum 3 rounds to improve immunity. Then now let us start Surya Namaskaras with mantras. Without mantras, you do practice regularly. The one, Pranamasana, Hasta Uttanasan, Pada Hastasan, Ekapadasan, Parvatasan, Ashtangasan, Bhujangasan, Parvatasan, Pada Hastasan, Hasta Uttanasan, Pranamasan. This is one cycle. Now all of you do practice regularly for 3 cycles. Relaxation. Now relax your body. And Savasana, Amritasana. Asana means Spiram Sukham Asana. According to Patanjali. Now let us start simple asanas. First asana, sitting posture, Bhadrasana. Place the ankles under the buttocks, right below the left on the either side of the perineum. Press the soles of the feet together and hold firmly with both hands. Back straight, spine straight, and head straight. Bhadrasana, it cures all diseases. The Siddhas and Yogis practices this asana. A Siddha Yogi Goraksha. So the name is Goraksha. The yogi should practice until the feels no more pain or tiredness. It does control unwanted desires. Then simply close your eyes and concentrate on your breath. And next asana is Bhujangasana. Legs straight. Makarasana position. First, relax in Makarasana. Both hands, both arms, side of the chest. Both legs together, feet together, and slowly inhale up to navel, up, slowly up. Bend your head backwards. The cobra pose keeps the spine healthy. help the menstrual and gastrointestinal disorders. Beneficial for abdomen organs and liver and kidneys also. Then slowly exhale, slowly down. Head down slowly. Relax in Makarasana. Next, another powerful asana is Sashankasana. Sashankasana. Now come to Dandasana position. Then come to Vajrasana. First, right leg, fold your right leg. And then left leg. Slowly hands up. Brings upward. Inhale. Stretch your body. And then slowly exhale, forward bending. Touch your forehead on the ground. Abdominal organs and muscles are strengthened. Digestive power is also boosted. Face and brain get active. And then slowly inhale, slowly up. And exhale, hands slowly down. Then come to Vajrasana and release Vajrasana. Release your left leg, right leg, and then come to Dandasana. Relaxation in back position. And now let us start Setu Bandhasana. Both your legs stretched in front. Slowly lie down entirely your back, keeping your feet and hips at the little distance. Fold your knees. The arms should be placed on either side with your palms facing down. Take a deep breath and slowly lift your back from the floor. Keep moving up your back. Three to 10 seconds, hold your in the position. To strengthen the muscles, helps to strengthen the legs also. It helps to strengthen the back of the neck, improve digestion, release stress also, improve blood circulation. It helps reducing the thyroid problems also. It helps a woman and too is menstrual pain. Just slowly down. Body slowly down. Legs straight. Then relax in Savasana or Amritasan. Now let us start standing postures. So systematically stand up in standing position. Get up systematically. Okay, these are the all standing postures or standing asanas to improve balancing, to strengthening muscles, to tones muscles. So first asana is Tadasana. Stand on the yoga mat. Your feet should be slightly apart. Your hand should be your body. Inhale deeply. Heel up. Stretch your body. Left, right. Next, relax. Release. Slowly hands down. Relax. Vrukshasana. Next asana is Vrukshasana. Fold your left leg. Place on the your right thigh. And inhale. Bring your hands upward direction. Arms together. Look straight. Fold in the position. 5 to 10 seconds. And now let us start. One of the balancing asana is Trikonasana. Maintain in between 3-part effort from maintain 3 feet between 2 feet. Then slowly hands up horizontally. Inhale up. Exhale, right down. Hands also straight, not bend your hands. Strengthening spine. It cures spine problems. Strengthening legs. Exhale slowly. Body up. Not hands, only body up. Exhale slowly down, hands down. Relax. Do the practice and alternate to opposite leg. Legs open. Hands up. up, slowly horizontally up. Inhale, up. Exhale, side bending. Not hands, body bent. Inhale, slowly up. Exhale, hands down, slowly down. Legs close. So this is the Trikonasana. So these are the standing asanas, improves balancing. Now, let us start completed asanas, simple asanas to improve immunity on balancing, body and mind coordination. And next one is pranayama session. So relax in Savasana. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale deeply and slowly for 3 times. So now let us start pranayama session. Come to sitting position. In Hatha Pradipika, different types of pranayamas are there, but commonly 3 important practices to improve immunity in COVID-19 situation. So first pranayama is Surya Bedi Pranayam. Surya Bedi Pranayam. First sit in Padmasan or Sukhasan or Siddhasan or Chairasan. First you select a comfortable asana and then left hand in Chimudra, right hand in Nasika Mudra. Hold your index finger or middle finger and then close your left nostril with right hand ring finger. Then inhale through the right nostril. Exhale through the left nostril. Close your right nostril with right finger. The process for 3 to 5 seconds. So in COVID pandemic situation, you do practice regularly for 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, Surya Bedi Pranayam. To improve fire element. Inhale through the right nostril, exhale through the left nostril. This is Surya Bedi Pranayama to increase fire element, to increase the sun energy. Daily practice for 5 to 10 minutes daily. After complete exhalation through the left nostril, stop. Just relax your body, normal position. The next pranayama is Bhastrika Pranayam. It's a powerful pranayama, Bhastrika Pranayama. to release toxins from bottom to top. So first sit in Padmasana or Sukhasana or Chairasana or Siddhasana, any comfortable asana, both hands in Adi Mudra, and inhale, hands upward direction, exhale, downward direction. Then movementing hands and inhalation, exhalation continuously, forcefully, deeply and forcefully do the practice. Deeply and forcefully inhale and exhale. Hands release. If you're suffering from heart problem, hypertension, brain problem, you don't do the Bhastrika Pranayama. These are the contraindication to the Bhastrika Pranayama. It's a very powerful pranayam to improve fire element and to release toxins also. Relax. Just close your eyes. Concentrate on your breath. Maintain gap in between two pranayamas or two asanas. The next one. Next pranayama. Brahmari pranayam. So, sit in Padmasana, Sukhasana, and different types of, if you're comfortable, asana. Then do the Brahmari pranayama with Shanmukhi mudra or without Shanmukhi. No, one without Shanmukhi. One person do the practice without Shanmukhi. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth with humming sound. Activate brain cells. Release your stress also. Beneficial psychological problems. Relax. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale deeply and slowly. So these are the three pranayamas you do regularly in the COVID situation. So first one is Surya Bedi Pranayam, and second one is Bhastrika Pranayam, and last one is Brahmari Pranayam. If you're suffering from toothache or ear problems, you don't do the Brahmari Pranayam. So only Bhastrika and Surya Bedi. So now let us start to activate life energy, to activate nadis or nerves, flow of energy, to improve or to increase energy circulation, to do the practices of mudras. So now let us start the mudra concept. Mudra is a gesture to awakening inner level energies or to awakening Kundalini energy, to release blockages in nadis. So now first mudra, daily the mudras are practiced minimum half an hour, minimum 15 minutes to half an hour. So one mudra is Prana Mudra. Now let us start Prana Mudra, please. So index finger and middle finger straight. Other fingers are closed. Touch tips. Place on the thighs. And then back straight. Close your eyes. Head straight. Inhale and exhale deeply and slowly. Prana flows entire body. Balancing pranic energy in the entire body. So do the practice compulsory in pandemic situations for 15 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes minimum. Just to simply sit in Padmasana, Sukhasana or Chairasana, then both hands in Pranamudra, and then concentrate breath or practice inhalation and exhalation deeply and slowly. Now latest second mudra is Udana Mudra. Udana Mudra. So the Udana Mudra is index finger, middle finger, ring finger, thumb finger, touch tips, and only little finger straight. This is Udana Mudra. Energy flows upward direction. Brain cells activation, psychological problems are the diseases or cures. Release stress, anxiety, depression, like that. Same procedure apply in this mudra also, mudra practice also. Now let us start Apana Vayu Mudra. It's a very, very, very important mudra. It's a Hridaya Mudra. It's also called Hridaya Mudra. So Apana Mudra mean middle finger, ring finger, thumb finger, touch 3 finger tips, and index finger touch your thumb starting point. Only little finger straight. This is Apana Vayu Mudra. Relax. So now one of the important concept is Kapalabhati Pranayam. So now let us start Kapalabhati. Please demo. Forceful exhalation. If you are suffering from peptic ulcer, brain problems, hypertension, so don't do this pranayama. Please maintain intervals. One exhalation in between intervals. Maintain. Relax. All of you, please listen and please do the meditation. If you any possible, please close your eyes. Then only 5 minutes relaxation or meditation. Both hands in Chin Mudra or Dhyana Mudra. Backbone straight. Close your eyes. The whole world may enjoy prosperity, wisdom, and peace. The atmosphere around us is being purified by the divine power. The atmosphere around us purified by the divine power. The divine energy may protect us, guide us, lead us at all times, in all places. Salutation to Mother. Salutation to Father. Salutation to Guru. Just concentrate on your breath. The cosmic energy flows entire body through Brahmarandra. Concentrate on your life energy circulation on your feet. Then slowly concentrate on your knees. Observe your life force circulation. Then slowly enter your concentration on your thighs. Please observe life energy circulation in your thighs. And then slowly enter abdomen region. Then slowly move to stomach region. Then slowly move to chest region. Just visualize to increase, to improve lung capacity. With the flow of life energy circulation. And then slowly move to shoulders and hands. Just observe life energy circulation. And then slowly move to facial muscles on the face. Okay, Andy, thank you. So now session concluded. So
So much,
simple
madam.
demonstration, sir. Nowadays, in a pandemic situation, so simple asanas and simple pranayamas and mudras and lastly relaxation and meditation practices to develop immunity and to increase and to fight different viruses and bacteria. So all of you must and should practice regularly. So be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Nothing is impossible for the human mind. Everything is possible. Everything is within it. If you use the energy, you can create wonders in this world. So thank you for giving this opportunity. So I'm very extremely sorry for the disturbances in this session. Thank you very much, Preetham sir and Pal Garu and principals madam and also Sajani madam and then Venkatachapati sir, all divine creatures. Thank you very much to this opportunity. Thank you once again.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much, especially for the demonstration session. Now I request our sir, Preetham sir, to propose vote of thanks.
All at the outset, I thank Lord Mighty for being with us and guide us through the two-day webinar on yoga and wellness for COVID-19. I express my gratitude to the moderator Bishop, AEL, and correspondent of our college, the Most Reverend Dr. A.F. Pardes Babu, for his greetings on this occasion. For sharing his valuable time. Then I thank our principal, Dr. Anita Sovan, for her opening remarks and encouragement. I thank Dr. M. Kusum Kumariga for reading scripture and Mrs. P. Anita Pranati for the prayer. I thank very much grateful to Dr. PPS Paul Kumar, Director of Physical Education, Acharya Nagarjuna Institute, his inaugural address. I express Appreciation to Dr. Venkatachalapati, Director, Center Yoga Studies, Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu, for his wonderful talk on yoga. Grateful to Dr. A. Radhika, Department of Yoga, Acharya Nagarjuna, for her informative talk and demonstration on yoga on today webinar. I thank A. Moses and Dr. Ezra Vijay Shekhar, Dr. M.S. Sridhar, Dr. Sajini Lavanya, and all colleges who expected their support on these 2 days webinar. I thank Dr. Ram Babu for his technical assistance. I thank one and all. Thank you very much. Radhika madam, thank you very much.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you a lot, madam. Thank you so much. Paul garu.